Sports movies have long been, throughout the broad history of the genre, reliable comfort food with traditional, predictable story beats. Daring originality is welcome in sports movies, of course, but falling back on cliché is not necessarily a vice for them. The Way Back adds a few generous tablespoons of welcome soulful melancholy to that formula, effectively producing a satisfying meal.
My father didn't like me very much, and someone told him I was good at basketball. He paid a lot more attention to me. And I realized it wasn't me that he loved. It was what I could do.
In The Way Back, Ben Affleck, operating in full-on sad sack mode, perhaps his best note as an actor, plays a bitter alcoholic construction worker named Jack, whose life is clearly on the downward slope. From the outset, you can see The Way Back is less a film about winning championships and big games, and more about the delicate process of recovery from addiction. Into his gray milieu, Jack is offered a coaching position at his old high school, where he was a local basketball legend of sorts, and is tasked with taking the school's flagging basketball team, and we can probably all recite these cliches in unison, from being the losingest team in the state to being a hard-working band of teammates who realize their talent and potential while crucial baskets are scored right at the buzzer and the film's music cuts out for a split second while a basketball sails tensely through the air on its way to deciding the big game. The Way Back uses these tropes the way they've been used 1,000 times before. The teenage ball players all have well-realized personalities: the hot dog, the Lothario, the angry one, the shy champion who just needs to realize his potential, but they are mere supporting players to the world of the adults who spend most of The Way Back's running time discussing the banal details of adult life. The kind of details that seem so dull when one is a youth, but are the very pulp of existence as a middle-aged man. Very slowly, we begin to learn the great tragedies that Jack has experienced, the true nature of the relationships he has with his sister and his ex-wife, and what drove him to drink in the first place. These tragic banalities, paired with an ineffable sense of geographical authenticity, are The Way Back's greatest strengths, allowing it to poke its head ever so slightly above other sports movies of its ilk. Affleck is convincing as a has-been who hasn't known joy in all too long, and director Gavin O'Connor is too emotionally intelligent to allow mere basketball victories to become the solution to Jack's problems. Indeed, just when one might expect the film to begin cresting and climaxing to the conclusion audiences have been trained to expect from such narratives, The Way Back sinks into a calmer, sadder place, leaving us with a different kind of catharsis beyond cheering and Gatorade showers.
Keep pressing, trapping, taking charges, make our lack of size an advantage. Go. Lock up. Offensive.
The Way Back is a gratifying sports movie that is made better than average by some sadness, some realism, and Ben Affleck's performance. Director Gavin O'Connor is less interested in the mechanics of sports, although he does pay attention, as he is in the people who plays them. One might call his movies humanist melodramas. Whatever you want to call The Way Back, however, it is ultimately a perfectly fulfilling genre flick with just enough grit to keep it interesting. For more reviews, check out what we thought of The Invisible Man and Onward, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.